and it's overlooking Liberty Avenue here on the right hand side that we'll be driving in a few minutes. Continue driving around this square, so once on the other side you'll be looking at the base of the pedestal. You'll be able to see the oxen, the women, the man, the plow, the baskets with the grapes, so all this the Douro Valley. Just in front of us, it's a park, Edward VII's Park. The name dates from 1903. It's exactly the year the British monarch came here to reaffirm the Portuguese and the British. On the right and on the left hand side, you see the white and black, the Lisbon colors. Lisbon flag, it's white and black as well. Then I will tell you the reason. The white is limestone, is a local stone. The black is basalt, volcanic stone. Here on the left, you see the building with the red stripes. You see Cartier written in the down floor for the jewelries. They are here for 5 years, and just to give you an idea, they pay per month, per rent, 30,000 euros, so it's not a bargain. Here on the right, 2 blocks up, it's your hotel. If you look on your right, 2 blocks, you see Altes. And once here, so looking, you see Prada, Loewe, whatever. And looking at both sides of the sidewalks, you see the benches here. It's nice to come and have a seat here in spring and summertime under the shade of the trees. You'll be able to see the umbrellas for the outside cafes as well. And this is a 19th century avenue, so it's the neoclassic style, and inspired from the Greek and the Roman mythology. It's the reason 2 blocks down you'll be able to see fountains with running water, symbolizing the 2 main rivers in Portugal. One is the Tagus that you will see in a few minutes. The other one is the Douro that runs up north and flows down nearby Oporto, the second town of Portugal. Just ruined. Looking this square we call Rossio, R-O-S-S-I-O, the People's Square, the Forum during the Roman occupation, and in front is downtown, the area redone after to collapsed with the earthquake. And once here, looking, you have all the trucks here on the right, but looking on the right hand side, and later you'll be able to see it just downtown, it's the river. You look on the left, looking down the sidewalks, you feel a little bit dizzy, but they are flat, you know, but seems the waves. And for centuries and centuries, the river used to come up here. So all the area standing on the right hand side used to be a swamp. And the construction made over the mud and collapsed with the earthquake and redone with the technology from the 18th century. So the engineers create a system for the basements of the buildings with the beams in wood, making like a cage was the way to avoid them shaking with the earthquakes. At the same time that the sewers have been introduced. They didn't exist in Lisbon before. This elevator dates from 1902 and built by Raoul Ponsard. His parents were French. He was born in Oporto, the second town of Portugal, where he met Mr. Eiffel, the same who built the Eiffel Tower in Paris, and he built one of the bridges in Oporto. And as Lisbon is divided in 7 hills, the reason we still use funiculars, elevators, the trams, so linking the different levels. Arch, it's the beginning of the pedestrian street Augusta. You start walking up the street and you reach Rossio Square, we are coming from. You see the river, so you understand what I explained to you, that for centuries and centuries the river used to cover all the area. Here on the right you see the umbrellas, pubs, discotheques, restaurants, you see Museum of Beer. It's not a museum, it's a restaurant, but they have a nice view, is a nice spot overlooking the river. Now we are getting closer. Alfama, A-L-F-A-M-A, Alhama, the Arabic word, and means the hot spring, and recalls the spa resort existing here during the Moorish occupation. We consider Upper and Lower Alfama. Lower Alfama, where we are right now, is the harbor section, the poor section where the fishermen and the sailors still live in our days. Upper Alfama, it's up the hill nearby the ruins of the castle. And once here, looking on the left, you see the bell towers belonging to the cathedral, is where the bishop's seat is located. And then you can see Alfama district. So looking behind, you can see the chaotic layout for Alfama. It's next door to downtown, but his was not a swamp, didn't collapse with the earthquake as downtown. So the reason some of the buildings damaged and redone afterwards, but remaining the original planning. It's why looking behind you can see the chaotic layout. Here you see the military museum, and then the dome up the hill, built for a church but never used as a church. They started construction in the 18th century and finished in the 1960s. And it's the Pantheon, where are the tombs of the last kings and some presidents of republic, poets and writers. The building on the right, this blue building, it's the main railway station. So they take the trains, they start here, going up to the north of the country, continue to Spain, and the other before. And here you can see much better the triumphal arch decorated with the statues of the Portuguese history and the beginning of the pedestrian street Augusta, going up to Rocio Square that we are coming from. So it's really the best, is not Lisboa anymore. In the early 20th century, fishing village were there. They still have nice fish and seafood restaurants. Besides that, became an industrial area. Unfortunately, and once again the block coming on the right with the nice facades. You can notice the single balconies for the first floor, and the top floor joined in the 19th century with the balcony along all the floor. On the left, you have the view of the bridge and Christ the King. Looking at the base of the pillar standing in the middle of the river, you see the dolphins painted there. A few years ago, we still had dolphins here in the river. Not anymore. The river is polluted, and all the cruise ships, they sail the opposite as we are driving now, because I point to you where the pier is. The monastery of Saint Jerome, and turning right, you'll be able to have it in front of us. And it's really the highlight, the masterpiece of this national style, the manual inn, and built with the local limestone. As you know, the limestone is very porous and gets dark very often. The industrial area, it's situated on the left bank of the river. We are not far away from the ocean, so the reason is hard to keep it clean. And before we go inside, I will once outside, I will explain you better the style and the decoration of the monument. And now we are going to use our devices. We need them for the visit indoors.